Hello YouTube, SentinalhMC here, and welcome to a first impressions video on Hearthlands. So the developer sent me a review copy for this game. I've played it for a couple of hours, so this isn't a review. I just want to give you my first impressions on Hearthlands. So first off, what is Hearthlands? This is a city builder game in the same style as the old Pharaoh and Caesar style city builders. So if you know what those are, then you probably already know how this plays. If not, we're going to play it and we're going to check it out. It lets me click new game. So you get a couple of options here for setting up your new game. You can choose the name of your city, or you can random it. Holmhurst. You can select the shape of your city's crest through a bunch of different options, or you can just randomize them until you get one you like. It restricts some of the color combinations for garishness, but if you want any of them, you can turn this off. And then you get to select your culture, and there's 4 cultures. There's Western, Eastern, Southern, and Northern. And this affects various things that your people can do. For example, Westerners their drinking choice is beer, so they can only make beer. Their unit of choice is the archer. You can make all the units, but I think they probably get a bit bonus for that. They consume more food and generate more tax. So these guys consume more alcohol and have more workers. Southerners, less alcohol, less workers. Northerners, less food, less tax. So you get how that works. So you get to pick one of these guys, and we're going to pick Southerners. Then you can select your ruler. You can name your ruler. So I can randomize. Shelling's the compulsive. You can randomize his appearance. There aren't very many appearances to choose from. So you've got 5 options for each of these. But it's not terrible, because this really has no bearing on the game. No, we'll go with that guy. We'll hit next, and this is where you can really set up the game's settings. So we can turn off various options here. You can turn off disease. You can turn off burglars and thieves that steal your stuff. You can turn off sewers. You can turn off elementals. You can turn off special occasions. So you can make the game easier. Overall difficulty 75%. I turn that off, 68. So you can make the game easier or harder, and a lot of different options here. Easy, medium-sized map, number of rivals, starting coins, 50,000 is good, natural resources, normal, NPCs, all. There's no campaign in this game.
I'm happy to report, sir.
Oh, what a lovely location this is, my lord. Okay, so now we're in the game. Now, first of all, I wanna let you know my main complaint with this game. The main thing that I don't like about this game is the music that we're listening to right now. Because from what I can tell, it's the only track in the entire game, and it just loops forever. And I don't like it. But anyway, that's just me. So I can place my city literally anywhere on this map. We've got some hazards. We've got this abandoned mine. It has ghosts around it. You can get attacked by ghosts. There's a troll camp over here. And you can't build within a fairly large range around things like the troll camp or the graveyard. This is the goblin village, which is a very large area. You can destroy the village. And then there's the warlock tower. There's another mine here. So they limit where you can build. But you can build your city anywhere. And we're pretty close to all of this stuff. Over here we've got our iron and coal resources, which we're going to need to build up a military, so we're going to be fairly close to that. Here we've got mushrooms, which we need to make medicine. And what are these? Oh, boar. I haven't seen boars before. Anyway, we're just going to start building our city, and I think we're going to build it right here. Right around in here. There's like a little area right here. We're going to start building up some houses. So the first thing we do is build houses. We can see this is our construction menu in the bottom left. It's got all the different categories for construction stuff. Although houses are their own button. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Everything has to be connected by a road. And there we go. We got some houses. We can speed the game up. It's paused right now. We can speed the game up 1, 2, and then 3 times. I kind of wish there was a 4th option, but 3 is good enough. Alright. So, we have $50,000, so we can do a lot of setup before our people even start arriving. I've got 12 houses here. We're going to need a way to feed these people. And the way we're going to do that is by coming off in this direction. I want it to bend that way. I don't want to get too close to the ghosts. And we're going to build, go to farming, and we can build grain, because of the kind of people that we are. We need to build scarecrows to protect our grain from crows. And I'm going to build 3 of these. So this is the grower's hut you can build. And so you have to put fields inside this radius. And this grower, the growers from this hut can work the tiles within this radius. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to place 3 of these. 1, 2, 1, 2. No! Oh, I can place. No, I placed that too close. Now, one of the things I don't like is that you can't move stuff. You have to demolish it. Let's make this easier on ourselves by planting the grain first. And now we'll place that right there. Plant more grain. We want to use these mushrooms over here, so I'm going to go over to my... Where is it? I still haven't quite gotten where all this stuff is. Herbalist's shop. We're going to plant an herbalist shop right there. I'm going to build a road up here. I'm just setting up a bunch of stuff. This is a game where you can really set up stuff a lot before you even get people to come in. That's under raw materials. Woodcutter's Lodge. Do those. Forester's Lodge. Put the road on it. Alright, let's speed this game up and get some people in here. They will come from the edge of the map. They're going to come from way over there. They're going to walk right past the Goblin Village, which fortunately isn't a problem. People all look the same. Another thing about this game is it has an incredibly generic art style, I think. It works, but the art style is very generic. Like, this is as generic medieval fantasy as you can get, I think. Alright, they'll start moving into these houses. And the first thing that they need is food. So we are going to go ahead and build some more things. We're going to build a storage yard right here for all the food and other items. And then we are going to build a peddler's tent, because in order to give these people food, we need a peddler to actually come and grab the food and then cart it over to where it needs to go. And we're going to place our peddler's tent right here. The house won't devolve because the shed is the lowest level it can get to. So there are 11 housing levels, and the shed is level 1. And then they level up as you fulfill their needs. In that area, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Anno. Because it's got that whole fulfilling needs thing going on. Oh yeah, I do want to put a Forester's Lodge over here where the mushrooms are. Have him plant mushrooms. Otherwise, this guy will harvest all the mushrooms, and we won't have mushrooms. So we've got 21 workers shortage. These guys are sowing the wheat. Various crops can only be sown during certain times of the year. I'm going to go ahead and build some more houses. But I want to leave like a 2-block gap between these houses because later on, in order to upgrade the houses, you need to give them, you need to increase the appeal of the area. And one of the best ways to do that is with trees, and they require 2 blocks. So we're building another row of houses. Now I need to build another building to deliver the medicine that these people need. It's under no, it's not. It's under the apothecary. And I want to plant the apothecary. You can see the apothecary has quite a large area of effect. I am planning on expanding my buildings in the houses in this general direction over here. So what I think I'll do actually is I'll connect this up here and then place my apothecary over on this side. And you can see if I click this button over here, it shows the appeal of everything. Obviously the ghosts have very low appeal. The peddler's shop actually increases appeal, and the apothecary has no effect, but all of my production buildings have a very low appeal, and if the appeal is low, then the houses don't evolve. Alright. We're going to get grain as our main food. Also, when you zoom in pretty far, things get a little pixelated. But anyway, because we're growing grain as our primary food source, because we don't have access to like turnips, because that's our people can grow turnips, then what we need to do is have a way to turn that into edibles. You can't just eat grain. So the way we do that is with a bakery. And I'm going to go ahead and just plant the bakery right here. And then I'm going to build the road off like this, because we need to plant a couple of things that the bakery needs. Namely, mills. And apparently the ratio on this is 2 mills per bakery. We also need a well to provide water, so I'm just going to plant it right now. Now, I've played the old Pharaoh. I haven't played the old Caesar games, but I have played Pharaoh and Cleopatra. And this game definitely feels a lot like that. But there is one big difference that I personally like. I don't want you to plant mushrooms. Now, in those old games, you had to build these maintenance huts, and people that would maintain. Let's go very fast. Your buildings. We still have a 21 worker shortage. See, it takes a while to give these people food because the food has to be grown first, and wheat takes a while. Turnips take a lot less time. Is there like a hunting lodge I can build? Yeah, here we go. We've got boars here, so let's build a hunting lodge. Put it there. I don't want to get too close to the houses. Yeah, see, I'll be able to place one more row of houses here before they get too close to the appeal, but I might just say, nah, just shove it off in this direction, and this direction. The game will automatically pause at certain times depending on what you select. It seems like it anyway. There we go. This hunter is going to provide us with meat and, well, meat. Now we can't just eat the meat, we have to turn it into something that we can eat. So we have to build a smokehouse, which will take meat and logs and turn it into, and produce wurst, which, you know, is sausage. So it'll speed time up. I tend to play the game on very fast, just because otherwise things take a really long time to happen. Alright, so anyway, the wurst that the hunter produces will help to give us some food while we wait for the first crop of weeds. I'm hoping that 3 fields will be enough. If it's not, I think I need more growers actually. They weren't able to fully plant these fields before I started growing. Let's go ahead and plant another grower's lodge. Now, these buildings have a little icon above them because they're understaffed. because we don't have enough workers. But that worker shortage will be fixed as soon as we get some food. Because once these guys get food, it will increase the population that each of these houses can hold, so it really feels like an animal. Anyway, what I was talking about with Pharaoh and Cleopatra was that we had to build a maintenance building to prevent your buildings from collapsing randomly. And it was really annoying because sometimes it felt like the buildings would collapse anyway. And I kind of got into a heated argument once with, I guess, a fan of the series. Who said that I was just dumb for not understanding how to do it. But I never liked that, and I'm glad this doesn't have that. So, if you've tried to play those games in the past, okay, we said alcohol, and you couldn't do it, or you didn't like it because of that system is not in this game. So you don't, which I'm happy about. Other people maybe not, but I am. So let's go to alcohol industry. Our alcohol of choice is wine. 1 load of wine, 1 load of grapes. You can process up to 24 pots per year if fully staffed. What does he say? Because that's interesting. 24 loads per year. Which is... Okay, so these mills can actually handle 4 wheat fields. So actually I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. So you need to get a lot of this information will come from reading text that is put in the game. So each one of these mills can harvest. Did I read that right? Oh, 24. Oh, never mind. Yeah, 24 loads per year is actually 1 field. So actually, that's not true. So each mill can handle 1 field. I just built 4 of them, which means I can have another bakery. Which is actually, I guess, what I need to do because look at all this wheat. So before I do that, let's go ahead and get these extra mills put in. And we're going to do that over here. I'm going to put in another bakery. I'm going to drag more path behind it. Plant some mills. We don't need another well. Anyway, I'm going to need to build some more houses as well. Just letting these upgrade isn't going to be enough. I'm going to need 2 blocks of space. That's a bit unfortunate. Because I put my peddler's tent in there to reorganize things a little bit. It didn't come together quite as nicely as I would have liked. Anyway, let's go ahead and build our alcohol industry because otherwise our house is going to evolve. We can process 24 plots per year fully staffed. So let's build the winery. And I'm going to put the winery over here next to this bakery. And then we're going to build the grapes. And these grapes are collected by winemakers. So the winemakers handle the grapes, not the other people. So we want 24 plots. So however we want to arrange this to get ourselves 24. I usually do 4x6. This does not have to be connected to a road. Just near the winery. The winery isn't fully staffed, so they can't technically handle that much. But now that we have 2 bakeries going. This is full of wheat. Great. Wow. So we really need... I really need these mills to process this book. Okay. We have a winery placed down. Now there's no telling if that's enough. It probably isn't. But I need another storage yard. Because we've got so much stuff. And what I can do is I can X out things that I don't want to go in this storage yard, and I can tell it to take various other things. Like if I don't want the leather to be in with the grain, I can tell it, well, send the leather here instead. What I want to do with this one is that I want to put wine in here. So, accept. So this one will take the wine. You don't have to take the grapes, because the grapes go straight into the wine. So I want this to be for wine, and you know what? We'll make this one for bread. And we'll leave that one for grain. So now that I have accepted this one for wine and bread, I need to turn off bread and turn off wine for this one. So they won't store any bread in here. There isn't any bread in there anyway. Anyway, we got 15 grain. Lots of grain. Okay, so I think we're pretty good. If I click on this, we've got medicine. Now, depending on how many houses you have, determines the effectiveness of these guys. So, one herbalist hut, and this is what the game's all about. This game is all about balancing things out. So, an herbalist shop can produce 24 loads per year. That's enough for 24 houses. And we've currently got double that. We've got 24 actually. Yeah, 6, 12. We got 24 houses. So if I build any more houses, I will need to build another herbalist shop. So you kind of see how this goes. And it sort of goes like that. I want to build some infrastructure. I want to build the town hall, which is a very important structure in the game. I'm going to put it like right here. And it actually increases the appeal of the area quite heavily. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and build another building that we're going to need, which is the tax office. And this is how you get money. The tax office actually reduces appeal, but it can't overcome the high appeal of this building. It reduces it a bit, but it doesn't go down. Now that I have a tax office, we can actually start collecting taxes from these people. You can't collect taxes from shacks, but you can collect taxes from huts. And then every level they go up, they start generating other things like magic, and lore, and fame. Then you have to be able to collect that stuff. So as far as city builders go, this game's quite fun actually. But like I said, I don't like that there's only one music track playing the entire time. And because I find this music track kind of uninspired. Tax is not collected because we didn't have it, the tax office running at the time. We still have a 69 worker shortage. What we need to do is we need to get the booze. Oh yeah, we're storing the flour here. So they've been able to process all that grain. Actually, let's store flour over here as well. Let's not store flour here. Let's just store grain. Now this guy just took all the flour and stuck it down here. So it happens pretty quickly, that kind of thing. Let's start, because we need to supply these guys with alcohol. And since this can process 24 fields, I imagine that means this can make 24 lots per year, which would be enough to keep one lot in each house per year at the moment, which is good, I think. That's what we want. Though I do want more people, more workers, so I am gonna want to build more houses. What I think I'm gonna do here is I'm going to build a road around the town hall. I can put like constabularies and things like that in here. Which is another thing I want to build. I want to build a constabulary. Constabulary does reduce appeal, but you need it. And then we're going to build more houses. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start building my houses in the way that I do. We can't though, because we need to demolish some trees. So let's build 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we'll just start with 3. I don't want to get too far away just yet. Now we will have to build another peddler, because the peddler can't reach all the way over here, which is fine. We'll put it next to the constabulary, and it'll actually increase the. It'll help to offset the reduction in appeal from the constabulary. See, so these are kind of decisions that you have to make in this game. Now, you might see down here, we keep getting notifications. These are notifications about the other 9 people that are in this game. These guys just like us. They're not on this map. They're like, I guess, on their own maps, on their own little areas, but you can trade with them. So these guys would like to sell boots to us, but I don't want boots from them. They need grain, worst, wine, and stone. So we could sell them grain if we were producing enough of it. Or we could sell them wine if we were producing enough of it. Wow, that's a lot of flour. It's because these bakeries aren't fully staffed and stuff. They can't create as much bread as we need. Alright, so we're getting a bunch of leather. And we might want to make it into something. And the thing that we can make that into, if we go to military, got some taxes, is let's make some archers, because these people's I forget what people I am. So I forgot what my preferred dudes are. Our reputation is perfect. Our crime level is very low. Food produced 115, food consumed 71. So yeah, you can check these little readouts to see if you're producing enough. So we are producing almost twice as much as we're using, which is good. For alcohol, we haven't actually produced any yet. Our production is 96. But the grapes haven't matured yet. And that's the thing about this game, is that I should have built the wine right at the beginning so that it would have... You have a lot of money in the start of the game, so you can afford to place quite a lot of stuff. What I want to do now is I want to build a watchtower. Wooden guard tower. Costs $212. Watchtower. We're going to build a watchtower. We're going to put it over here because that's where our stockpiles are. And because we're so close to the goblins, the odds of them coming and trying to steal from us are pretty high. So we're building this watchtower. Once the training is complete, it takes a while for it to arm. They will shoot any goblins that come with it. Anyway, let's start building up a military. We've got this iron over here, and this coal over here, so let's go use it. So let's build some road, and we'll just stretch it straight over here. And we'll go to, it should be under raw materials. We want to build there's a mason area here, which we build over here. Let's build a coal digger's lodge. And you can see the area of effect that these guys have. So if I put it like right here, they'll be able to get to all of that coal. Let's just build one. And then we'll build an iron digger's lodge as well. These don't need to be connected to roads, just the lodges. So now this guy will start collecting coal, this guy will start collecting iron. Let's stick a storage yard next to these guys so that they can store that stuff. Let's change all and turn on coal, iron, stone, gold, and the actual iron ingots. When we eventually get those. Each of these houses can store some stuff, but if they can only store so much, and if they store too much, they will stop producing because they have no more room, which is why you need stockpiles. Hopefully we'll get some, Okay, we got some alcohol, and these guys over here upgraded, so these guys need some furniture now. So the way that we do that, if I just go to a slow speed, is we need to use wood. And, that's a lot of flour. Somebody said that it was 2 mils per bakery, but I'm not so sure, because these are producing a huge excess of flour. Are these guys being restricted by something else? Is it logs? Do they not have enough logs? Let's build another. We're going to need to build more of these anyway. I'm going to build another woodcutter's lodge. The city has a 100 worker shortage game. We need more houses. We need to demolish this. So you can see, this is what the game is. The game's a lot. It's all about balancing production. Darn it, those boars are in the way. These boars are standing in the way of progress. I do need another herbalist in order to produce enough medicine for all these people. Let's put that over here. That's under industry. Otherwise, we won't have enough medicine. And somebody will get the plague. Let us demolish these trees. It costs money to demolish these trees, but not very much. And we are going to build another lot of houses here. We're building a lot of houses here as well. The appeal doesn't quite, the negative appeal doesn't quite reach that far. These guys are going to evolve next month. These guys need more alcohol. How much alcohol do we have? They're halfway through that field. If I check my stocks, we're producing 16, we're consuming 11. Our demand's 18, our production is 6, so we have plenty. Plenty of production. Yeah, our watchtower is up, so if a goblin thief tries to come over here and steal some of our stuff, he will get shot. He will not have a good time. Back up to fast. Once these people get to their houses, hopefully it'll help our worker shortage. Now, by default, the tax level of your kingdom is automatically set to the highest tax level that is possible to avoid people leaving your place, your city. So now it's very low. If I tried to increase that, people would start moving out because the place isn't nice enough. Hello, good neighbor. We started a new project. We really use some help. Could you spare us 200 gold? Well, yes, we could. If we decline this guy, we'll have negative 20 opinion. We can accept, and we can immediately dispatch it. We'll get 40 opinion bonus. So that's quite nice. So, Brinton the Jealous of Outer Vic. Is there a diplomacy window? Oh, there's a world map. Where is Outer Vic? Yeah, he now really likes us. He's a 70. Wow, an evil fortress? Okay. So there's also, like, evil people. Where are we at? We're here. This is us. And we're surrounded by people who don't really like us all that much. But this guy really likes us. Yeah, he buys iron ore as well. So maybe I can sell him the iron ore that I'm producing. So this game is, you know, it's got diplomacy, it's got, it's primarily about building up the city. Wow! Basically, they just gave us our money back. I think the storage yard is, like, full. Let's build another one. And you know what I want? I want this storage yard to be all about logs, planks. And I don't want logs to be stored here. I also don't want any of this stuff to be stored here. So you really want to specialize your storage so that you can keep track of all your stuff. We are producing way too much flour. Our bakeries can't keep up with it. Let's build another bakery. I'd like to keep it over here where the other things are. Let's go ahead and put our bakery right here. Now, I don't really get why the bakery reduces appeal. Personally, I'd quite like to live near a bakery because, man, can you imagine the smell? You just smell that awesome bread smell all the time. But that's just me. And I guess that's not a lot of these. I guess that's not these guys because people who live here don't like that. Anyway, these guys want furniture, which is the first of the luxury resources. That's why I built another woodcutter. That guy is bringing logs. somewhere. Where's this guy going? Oh, he's going down here to the herbalist shop with the blocks. You know what would be nicer, actually? Is if I went and placed a woodcutter's lounge. Actually, no, there's no reason to do that. There's no trees here. However, I could start having this guy plant trees. We don't want these people to have to walk all that way, all the time. Let's build another woodcutter's lodge, because we want plenty of wood. Because what we're going to do, worker shortage is only 18 now, that's fine. I'm going to demolish some of these trees, so that I can build some industry. Now we're getting close to the end of this, but just to show you this. We're going to build a sawmill, which is going to produce planks, and then we're going to build a carpenter's shop. This guy can produce 24 loads per year of planks. This guy can consume 24 loads per year of planks. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio between these two guys. Whereas the woodcutters can produce, again, 24 loads per year.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
A bag of coins has been stolen by some burglar right out of our town hall. I guess we need more constables. Because we've got a constabulary, but obviously it's not enough. So let's build another constabulary. Because what the constabulary does is it reduces the crime rate of these houses every time the constable passes by them. So as we can see, the crime rate should be listed somewhere. But anyway, this is Hearthlands. So if you were a fan of the old Caesar and Pharaoh games, like I don't know, or if you just wanted to check out a neat little city builder, I like the game overall. So far, my first impressions are good, except for the annoying music, which I tend to just turn off and play my own music. And the art style is very generic. But what I will say about the art style of this game is that the buildings don't look too similar. Well, except for these things. But you can tell at a glance what every building is. They're all different enough to where you won't be confusing one building for another. So, as far as the art style goes, it fulfills its purpose. And that's what really counts, really, if it fulfills its purpose. And it does. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments and leave a like on this video if you want to see more of this game. I'm not planning on producing a series on this game unless enough people ask for it. So if you want to see more, make sure that you leave a comment and leave likes. So anyway, I've been SentinalH. Stay tuned for future episodes, and I'm signing out.